Title: Baptized Before Execution: The Dark Collision of Christianity and Colonial Violence in Africa. Grave, reflective, emotionally charged. Tone: investigative, historical, reverent toward African dignity. They baptized Africans, then slaughtered them. This is how Christianity prepared Africans for death, a story not often told of crosses soaked in blood and prayers preceding bullets. This is not just about faith, it's about how religion was weaponized in Africa's darkest hours. Chapter 1. The Holy Cross meets the sword. When European missionaries arrived in Africa, they carried Bibles and followed the path paved by colonizers with guns. In the late 19th century, the civilizing mission was often nothing more than a prelude to occupation and control. Christianity was used not just to save souls, but to pacify minds. Key example: the German colonization of Namibia, then German Southwest Africa. Date: late 1800s to early 1900s. Groups involved: Herero and Namaqua peoples. The missionaries baptized thousands. Some genuinely believed they were saving souls, but others knew baptism was the last rite before execution. Chapter 2. Genocide in Namibia: Baptism Before Slaughter. In 1904, the Herero people rebelled against German rule. General Lothar von Trotha responded with annihilation. In his infamous extermination order, issued on October 2, 1904, he declared, "Every Herero, with or without rifle, with or without cattle, will be shot." Over 80,000 Herero were reduced to 15,000 in 4 years. Survivors were starved, hunted, and herded into the Omahig Desert. Missionaries continued baptizing the dying, even children, before they were executed or allowed to die from thirst. They were baptized not to save them, but to make their deaths acceptable in European conscience. Historical note: German Lutheran missions were active, and records show priests performing sacraments in Shark Island, a concentration camp off the Namibian coast, where Nama and Herero were tortured and experimented on. Chapter 3. The Cross at Shark Island. Shark Island has been called the blueprint for Auschwitz. Between 1905 and 1907, Nama and Herero prisoners were sent there to die. German pastors continued to baptize the inmates, writing in journals they were ready to meet the Lord. But the people were not free, they were slaves, dying from disease, malnutrition, and medical experiments. Key figures: Dr. Eugen Fischer, whose racist experiments on Herero skulls laid the foundation for Nazi eugenics. Missionaries like Heinrich Vedder, who kept meticulous records of baptized prisoners. A priest would anoint a Herero man, and moments later, he would be dragged to the gallows or the pit. The cross gave colonial terror a sacred face. Follow for more Africa Journey 001. Chapter 4. A pattern across the continent. Visuals: Angola, Congo, Kenya churches beside colonial barracks. Namibia was not alone. In the Congo Free State, King Leopold's agents cut off the hands of baptized Congolese for failing rubber quotas. In Kenya, during the MAU uprising 1952-1960, thousands of Kikuyu were imprisoned, tortured, and baptized just before death or deportation. In Angola, under Portuguese rule, baptized rebels were burned alive. Baptism became not a symbol of life, but a sacrament of submission. Chapter 5. Remembering and Reckoning. Modern African churches, memorials, youth protesting colonial statues. Today, millions of Africans still find deep spiritual meaning in Christianity, but history demands truth. Faith was abused. Baptism was twisted from a symbol of rebirth to a death sentence. Africans, historians, theologians, and we are descendants of Herero survivors. They baptized us before they killed us, but our spirits were never conquered. Conclusion: let this not be forgotten. When crosses stood beside gallows, and hymns rose beside screams, Africa died baptized, but it also rose again remembering, resisting, reclaiming. Do you know the churches these priests hide under to commit this crime are still in existence today? And Africans worship there and called this heartless priest saint. And Africa wealth is still looted and sent to the colonial masters. They still have churches, hospitals, school, and many other businesses, taking money out of Africa economy to Europe. Over 60 years after independence, the history of the church they don't want you to know. Please subscribe for more video like this Africa Journey 001.